First of all, I'm not opposed to a new rescue squad facility. Any group of volunteers that's dedicated to do anything in this community deserves a good facility to do whatever they need to do. I am opposed of the Ingalls Street property for the following reasons. First of all, I'd like to know, and I have no idea how long this has been in progress or anything else. Has there been a study done to affect the property values on existing homes in the neighborhood or the loss of the property taxes in that neighborhood? Has there or will there be an engineer hired to look over the property to see if it's suitable for a facility this size? Has there or will there be an erosion and soil study completed by a professional engineering firm to analyze the effect and change from a grass green covered and forested area to a concrete and asphalt pad between 2 and 3 acres? Has there or will there be an estimation from a professional excavator for the total cubic tons or feet of earth moved to complete this project? Has there or will there be any professional study done on how to handle the additional runoff from the concrete and asphalt pad onto the neighboring lands and the effect it will have on the drainage issue currently at the corner of Ingalls and Chestnut? Right now, if you get over an inch of rain, it runs through the Strasbourg property, runoff already. It goes down to Ingalls Street, crosses Ingalls Street, and you have 6 inches of water at least right there at the corner. I've been told that, well, the drain stopped up or the drain's too small. If you add this amount of water from the forested area now to a concrete and asphalt property, you're going to get even more runoff. If it's need be, is the rescue squad willing to put a retention pond in at the end of our property? If so, who will be maintaining that retention pond and keeping it up as needed? And the reason I bring all this stuff up is, first of all, I was told, obviously on Facebook, that this piece of property had to be in town. They was not going to go outside of town because it is Clifton Forge Rescue Squad. Several years ago, they purchased the property outside of Clifton Forge behind Park Terrace, which is Oakwood Drive now, which is in the county. And the reason I bring this up is a lot of things weren't done at that piece of property that should have been done. There was this lack of silt fence put up, no retention pond put up. Basically, the land was completely clear cut. For every time you got any type of bit of rain, you would see the runoff on Route 60. You would see the people that lived at Oakwood Terrace, which is in the county, but you would see silt and mud and everything else run into their backyards. This wasn't done at the other property. Wherever they put this piece of property, I hope all of these things are addressed. I think some better locations would be the exit coming out of Selma, the old gas station, which was recently raised, instant access to Interstate 64 and west, moments to the retirement facility on the hill, east access in and out without traffic hindering response times, 4 minutes to the hospital and 5 minutes to the high school, middle school, and elementary schools. The exit to Cliffdale Park, there are several. Again, the rescue squad says that they want the building to be in Clifton Forge. They made a purchase on a piece of property outside of Clifton Forge once before. The property behind the Family Dollar Store. Easy access to Main Street and Clifton Forge. 1 minute access to Interstate 64 east and west. 1 minute to Route 220 south. Within 1 minute to 3 nursing homes, apartments on Main Street, and a retirement facility or around 60. Now, my next suggestion, you got to use some imagination. The old Shell station across from the courthouse, you take those two abandoned buildings next to those, all the way up to the Red Caboose. If they're not for sale, you can take the other buildings at the other end, where the current, there's the empty building, and Mr. Moran has his antique sign. Sign's been there for years for sale. This to me would be a perfect location because it's right across the street from the courthouse and police station, 1 block to the firehouse, 1 block to the Community Services Board, the library. Not to mention when they have guests for training for other events, they're only 2 blocks from the Sonic Theater, the School of the Arts, and the Alleghany Highlands Arts and Crafts Center. The C&O Heritage Center, not to mention walking distance to our great restaurants here in town. This could be a focal point for Clifton Forge with every major government emergency response units, tourist, eating, and shopping venue, all within walking distance to anyone visiting that facility. And I am sure that there has to be federal and state grants, not to mention inner city or depressed neighborhoods, downtown revitalization grants, or even emergency services grant that would assist in a project located if it was kept into center city. All I can say is, if it's to be built on the Ingalls Street property, there isn't much anyone can do. You've got 2 choices: deal with it and adjust, or move. Again, I am not opposed to any new facility, and I honestly believe every volunteer group that so dedicates itself to the betterment of the community and the region should have access to the best facility and equipment the community can provide in order for those dedicated volunteers to accomplish their mission. I just feel there are better options than the one being proposed.